So, as many of you may know, I just got married, and for my wedding, my beautiful bride and I took a trip to Banff National Park in Canada. While we were there for 8 days in total, 2 of the days were kind of half travel days, and then 6 full vacation days, one of which was our actual wedding reception. Um, Obviously, didn't want to spend that trip working, and I thought it would be the perfect time and the perfect way to illustrate really how detached you can get from a business like this if you structure it properly and you do what you need to do on the admin side prior to taking your time away. Some people tell me, oh, I can do that with my job. It's called PTO. Oh, okay. Yeah. The difference is you can do it 15, 20, maybe 30 days a year. I could do this 2 weeks a month, 3 weeks a month if I wanted to. Really would just come down to what I am expecting to get out of the business. But I digress on that topic. Let's break down the numbers. Let's break down what actually happened. And let's talk about exactly what was required of me to make a certain amount of money and go from there. So I've got the numbers right here in front of me. In the 6 days that we were operational, one of the days we did 0 cleans. That first Sunday, I chose not to take any bookings. I knew I was going to be flying. We didn't really have a lot of customer interest on that day, so I pushed bookings into the next week. So looking at Monday through the following Sunday, we did $7,798.03 in total revenue. This was across, I want to say, about 6 bookings a day, so let's call it 40-ish bookings. And this does not include a daily commercial customer that we have that would have added an additional about $300. So we can call it around $8,000, $8,100 in total revenue throughout the time that we were actually traveling. Now, how much of this was profit? How much of this was paid to cleaners? Well, I'll break it down for you right now. Paid out to cleaners, we paid out just over $4,500 to cleaners, which left us with a net profit at just about $3,600. That $3,600 was in my pocket collected. We had no ad spend. We were running no ads this week. There was 0 lead acquisition cost. There was 0 variable cost. Of course, I suppose every day our CRM costs a small amount of money to operate. Every day, all of these different features of our business costs, 60 cents a day, $1 a day, whatever. We'll throw those fixed costs out and consider this $3,600 as pure net profit in my pocket for this week. Now, how much did I work? What did it take from me to make this money while we were traveling? Well, I worked about 20 minutes every morning, sending out reminder text messages, just making sure that everything was going to be afloat. And then I worked about 20, 25 minutes in the evening, again, circling back with customers, running billing, small things like that. So it was not a big undertaking by any means. We're talking 40 minutes a day, maybe 45, 30 some days, working about 3.5 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours collectively, and making, suppose if you break it down like that, $600, $700, $800 an hour for my time. And now, not only was I not running ads, not taking any new customers, not working at all during the day. Matter of fact, for the vast majority of the time every day, I didn't even have any cell service to work if I had wanted to. We were out in the mountains in Canada. We still added $1,800 of new bookings. So absolutely was ridiculous. I think a lot of people still find it so easy to disagree, to argue, to say that, no, that's not actually true, that's not actually possible. You can't get that hands off. And you know what? We don't even have a VA. We don't even have anyone running the business. This was still, with me being the only point of contact in the business, I still was able to drum up this much work. So guys, when I tell you what is possible on the automation side, I mean it. And now fast forward to October. I have been super sick for the last 4 days. Same thing, not running my business at all, guys. I shot that last video that you were just watching 3 months ago now, back in August. And guys, sitting here today, we just did that exact same amount of revenue, just over $8,000 of revenue in only 4 days now. Again, not working, stuck in bed, homesick, this time with slightly more profit, doing about $3,800 in profit in less time, 2 less days, 33% less time. This is why I talk about the value of building a business with recurring revenue and the fact that when you have low overhead expenses and you can get customers without a high acquisition cost or free because they're on your schedule like clockwork, you can absolutely print cash with business models like this one. Now, I want you to really stop and think about what I just said. Digest that for a second. I'm not trying to tell you that if you start this business, this is what it's going to look like from day one, because that's not true. In the beginning, if you want to build a big book of business, yes, there's time, there's money, there's resources that get invested into building that initial customer base, building that brand recognition and cementing yourself within your service area. But once you've done it, once you've laid the groundwork, once you've made that initial sacrifice, you actually open yourself up to this idea of time and location freedom, where you can go on a vacation and get married and leave for a week, where you can afford to be sick and not be burning up the last of your sick days or your PTO days. You can actually live life on your own terms with a business model that acts as an engine for your bank account and keeps you cash flowing, keeps you making money despite the fact that you are not always available and you are not always working. And again, all of this was done with no virtual assistants at all. This was all just done by myself. If you can get to the point where you're plugging in virtual assistants and you're actually using other people to take things off of your plate, this can be done even quicker and it can be scaled even larger because you can still run ads and you can still continue to acquire new clients. In both of these situations, there was zero client acquisition. This was all just customers already on the books. So just think about what you can unlock when you actually then hire and delegate tasks off your plate as well. If you're interested in getting started and you want to build your own cash flowing business, just go to the link in the description and you can get all the info that you're going to need. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more content.